Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified what is going on. Jerron Boots Ennis gets a victory over David Avanesian. Now, Jerron Boots Ennis is a glorified weight bully. Let's talk about it. Jerron Boots Ennis came in supposed to fight Cody Craw- uh Cody Crawley, I believe, but due to injury, he had to back out of the fight. So it was not his fault that he had to get a replacement. David Avanesian was up next, and he had a 4 weeks notice for the fight. Came in tonight. Uh, did as much as somebody on a short notice could do. Went in there. Gave Ron Buchanan some good looks. But ultimately it was gonna come to this, right? We already kind of knew it was just what type of performance Jerron Buchanan was gonna put on for his home crowd, and in my opinion, it was a good showing from Jerome Booth Ennis. He got things that he needs to work on, head movement. I feel like he was getting hit a lot by David Avanesian, a lot of things that he shouldn't have been getting hit with. Um, he was getting smothered a lot, being the bigger fighter, inside of the ring. He was getting smothered a lot by David Avanesian, and he was finding ways. David Avanesian was being crafty in there, finding ways to touch Jerron Busenis up, But ultimately, Jerron Busenis was putting in good body work. That's what I took notice on. He was putting in good body work. David Avanesian was obviously taking it very well, um, especially for a guy off of a 4 week notice. He was taking it very well, but he was continuing on to the body. He didn't get super frustrated over that. I don't feel like he got so frustrated over not being able uh to hurt David Avanesian to the body. He just continued and putting in the work, and it showed. He knocked down David Avanesian, with he countered it. David Avanesian clips him with a very good shot over the top, and he counters that with a left that puts David Avanesian down. And ultimately, this dude looked huge in the ring. Is one thing that I took notice soon as he got in the ring, or soon as he was next to David Avanesian, and he just looked so huge. He looked big as hell. Like, bro, like it was so unfair because it was like, how can you judge a fight when a guy is so big, so much bigger, has all the attributes over another fighter, and is just more dominant than the other fighter? How can you even give that fight respect? And I think that that's where you have to kind of key in. I understand that David Avanesian wasn't the first opponent of choice. I understand it was only a 4 week notice for David Avanesian, but at 147 pounds, you talking about a dude that's probably rehydrating every bit of 190, 200 pounds. I don't know what the fuck that was. That dude looks huge in the ring. It's kind of unfair. It's unfair to watch. Like, the whole time I was watching, I was like, this shit is unfair, bro. This dude doesn't even have a chance. This dude is done. Like, it is over with, and it kind of baffled me that it lasted that long because, one thing that the attributes that John Boots Ennis brings to the table is that he's fast, he has power, he's strong, and a lot of those attributes really weren't there tonight if you really go back and look at it, like strength, right? How are you letting the smaller fighter bully you around in all honesty? Because the small fighter, and I'm talking about small, like in stature, and I'm talking about small in just everything, he was in there literally just pushing Jerron Boots Ennis into the ropes, and that was obviously his first line of offense. He had to uh try to make it that type of fight for a Jerron Boots Ennis. He had to make it that type of fight because if not, then he wasn't gonna have a chance. You know what I'm saying? He was not gonna have a chance in either aspect. If one thing about Jerron Boosen is that if you give him some sort of distance or some sort of separation, he's gonna make you pay on a lot of that, right? But if you're smothering him, now you're in a wholly totally complete fight, right? Now with Jerron Booth Ennis that has to think about, now it's just the work is super smothered. You're very safe inside on a Jerron Busenis. Yes, he's touching you, but he's not touching you with full power. You know what I'm saying? He's not touching you with everything that he's got. And if you keep looping or throwing overhand rights at him, you could possibly get him to bite. His corner obviously stopped the fight, and I thought that was like, come on, man. Like, y'all gonna stop the fight, dog? Like, come on, bruh. You shouldn't be stopping a fight like that, man. I mean, David Amanizian was getting beat, but it wasn't like he was getting fucking pummeled out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he couldn't have lasted a couple more rounds. You know what I mean? Uh, uh, and I know that the Philadelphia fans, they obviously felt them some type of way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ultimately, Jawan Busenis is their guy, and that's who they rock with. But like it's distasteful in a lot of people's minds that this dude goes back to the corner and they just call it quits. You know what I mean? Just from being knocked down one time, and that just makes zero sense to me. Chappelle Hannon, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Appreciate you coming through. But ultimately, I just felt like this weight bully stuff is just we're glorifying somebody who we know is a weight bully inside of the division, and all he needs to be at 154 pounds at the very least, be at 147 pounds. I mean, 154 pounds. He needs to be at least at 154, man. But to be honest, this is a body structure that he needs to be up to 160 pounds. It's ridiculous to me. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't know what they're doing in reality. You know what I'm saying? And there's a reason why they put him in Pennsylvania, because they're not talking about how the weight these dudes are rehydrating past so much. You know what I mean? And it's just an unfair advantage. Like, it's an unfair advantage at the end of the day, right? But that's that's another thing, man. Jerron Booth Ennis is a glorified weight bully. A lot of people are liking Jerron Booth Ennis, but this is a Jerron Booth Ennis who's getting confidence off a lot of little guys who don't really have anything challenging coming inside of the ring, right? We knew what the David Avanesian story was gonna be like, and it's not his fault that we knew what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But at at the end of the day, like, you get in there and you start seeing both guys, and it's just like, yo, this shit is a mismatch. It's like this shit not even fair. This is like NBA player versus a high school player. You know what I'm saying? It's not even fair, bruh. You know what I mean? One can dunk, the other one can't even touch the net. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only issue with Jerron Booth is I think that he needs to step it up, man. Go up to 154 pounds, you know what I'm saying, and take reign there. I understand he makes 147 and he makes it comfortably and stuff like that. He's a fighter that stays in the gym, a very disciplined fighter, you know what I'm saying? So all of that is there. You know what I mean? He's a complete type of fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's not I'm boxing because I'm good at it type of fighter. No, he does it because he loves it. He stays in the gym. He's a very disciplined fighter. And he just but in all honesty, he's bullying around these small ass fighters. Man, on that list for 147 pounds, Mario Barrios is number 3, bruh. What do you think he's gonna do to Mario Barrios, bro? He's gonna smoke Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios doesn't even have the he's a 147 pound natural 147 pounder. But the problem is that these dudes are yoking up to 190 on rehydration, bro. It's not even fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. There are weight classes for a reason, and it shit gotta be fair, man. Christopher Crawley says he might as well since he dominated in that fight. Yeah, I mean, 154 pounds not gonna hurt a fighter like Jerron Booth Ennis. I think that it only adds to his game. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's being stubborn about going up in weight. I think he feels comfortable there. I think he likes that he feels comfortable at 147 pounds. And that's not a good thing. If I'm looking at a fighter and I'm seeing, okay, he just feels comfortable at 147 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And you haven't even moved up a weight division, and you're gonna strain your body, and you at how? And you're gonna strain your body to make 147 pounds just so you could be the guy at 147 pounds because you feel like that's gonna be the money route. I, I question that. I question that because the 154-pound division is obviously starting to heat up. You know what I'm saying? You got a guy like Terrence Crawford who went up to 54. I'm sorry, 154-pound division is starting to heat up. You got a guy like um Terrence Crawford that's going up to 154 pounds, gonna fight a guy. You know what I'm saying? You got Tim Zoo there. You got Sebastian Fundora. You got all of these guys up there, man. At 154 pounds, it's starting to become interesting at 154 pounds. The weight division that's not really keen right now in boxing is 147 pounds. Don't nobody care about what's going on at 147 pounds. The only name at 147 pounds right now that I could think of is Jermon Busenis. I think even Virgil Ortiz went up to 154 pounds. I don't think that 147 pounds even has any type of names that anybody wants to see. Other than Jerron Busenis, who else in that division could possibly give him a fight? Think about that. Mario Barrios? Not at all. Not at all. Mario Barrios can beat a old ass Keith Thurman, bro. You know what I'm saying? At 140 pounds, he wasn't even like Mario Barnes is a good fighter, just not a great fighter. You know what I mean? He's not a fighter that's gonna be able to challenge a fighter of that magnitude, especially if that guy is coming in rehydrating over 30 pounds when gets inside of the ring. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. This is a glorified weight bully at best. I would like him to challenge himself, go up to 154 pounds. I think that's more of a challenging weight class for him. Um, Does he lose at 154 pounds? I mean, we will have to see, you know. But 147 pounds just has nothing to offer this guy. If he's gonna stay there, to be honest, is not even gonna be. I don't think anybody's gonna care because it's just not a hot division. You know what I'm saying? It's not a hot division. There are no names. You He could possibly get undisputed at 147 pounds right now because there's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. There's a lot of guys that he could beat there. You know what I'm saying? The small guys who don't have the stature, who don't have the strength, who don't have the power to be able to beat him. You know, it's as simple as that. But I think that Jamal Booth needs to start looking for a new home, man. That was ridiculous. How can they allow somebody like that to go inside of the ring way over, way over? I get it, dog. You make the weight, you make it comfortably. You know what I'm saying? But it's a disadvantage to a fighter when you're so much bigger. Like it's not even funny. The night of fight night. You know what I mean? It's not funny how big you are. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows. You know, a lot of people were complaining about how Ryan Garcia, he came into the ring 3 pounds over. Well, he came in uh the day of the weigh-in over 3 pounds, bro. But he's not rehydrating at these crazy amounts. You know what I'm saying? He's not rehydrating at these abnormal amounts. You know what I mean? Even if you do make the weight and then rehydrate, this shit's still unfair, bro. You know, it's still unfair. You think that those 3 pounds that Devin Haney didn't lose, I mean that lost, he wasn't gonna come in at his regular rehydration the next day. The dude rehydrated to over what Ryan Garcia was on fight night. So it's not even a question on that. It's these commissions allowing this type of stuff to happen. There are weight classes for a reason. At best, 147 pounds. You talking about somebody who's around 5'8". You know what I'm saying? With a smaller stature. You know what I'm saying? Not no big ass uh diesel motherfucker in that joint, bruh. You know what I'm saying? With these big ass muscles looking like rope. Like, what the fuck is this? Is this boxing? Like, this a mismatch ass shit. It looked like it didn't even look real. It didn't look real. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even look like it was it was it should have even been any type of competition. You know what I mean? But it was a little competitive, I guess, because David Avanesian, he brought a little something to the table, but ultimately we knew what was gonna be the outcome of that fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think they was going to quit, to be honest though. I thought that David Avanesian was going to continue going and potentially get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He got knocked down. It was coming. It was coming for sure. But I don't like seeing that in boxing, man. It's not a good look for boxing. It's like you having these mismatch ass fights, and then you're glorifying these guys who are way bigger. You know what I'm saying? That are way bigger, and you're glorifying them and saying that these dudes are vicious and tough and all this and that. I don't understand that at all. You know what I mean? I just don't understand it at all. It just makes zero sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there's smaller dudes that can compete, but 9 times out of 10, the guys that he's fighting aren't the small dudes that are great. You know what I'm saying? They're not the small dudes that put in work like that. You know what I mean? Like this is a David Avanesian who lost to Lamont Peterson, lost to Igis Kavalaskis, lost to Terrence Crawford, lost to John. Like come on, man. This dude is he's known for losing. You know what I'm saying? His most notable win was a Josh Kelly. You know what I mean? Which he surprised, but still though, you know what I'm saying? It just you gotta put things in perspective. This dude lost to Lamont Peterson. He lost to Igis Kavalaskis, the Green Machine. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Why didn't they set it up with Kavalaskis? You know what I'm saying? Too much danger. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But still though, in my opinion, like I felt like Terrence Crawford had an easier time with David Avanesian. You know? I just don't understand. And that's a Terrence Crawford who's adequate for that weight division. Like I don't feel like Terrence Crawford is huge for that weight division. You know what I'm saying? But he's going up to 154 pounds to challenge himself. You know, so you gotta kind of respect that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect that. In my opinion, you have to respect that Terence Crawford is going up to 154 pounds. Might not be the greatest opponent in the world, you know what I'm saying? But he's going up there. You know what I mean? And there's test waters, you know what I'm saying? Just to test the waters, see what's up there, and then maybe potentially make another, probably fight a Jerron Bruce Ennis or something if he feels like up there is just a little too much. I mean, it was Terence Crawford himself who said that they're weight classes for a reason. He think the most that he'll ever go was to 154 pounds. He don't think he will never go up to 160. He would never go up to 168. He said the most that I ever go to would potentially be 154 pounds, which is fine because this is a guy that came and started at 135 pounds. You know what I mean? Or 100, yeah, 135 pounds and went up gradually. It's not normal for these dudes to be, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you come in from 135 pounds, you know your cut limit might be 154 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Because you might get to that. You might fight around that weight class. You know what I mean? Because you might walk around in that weight class. You know what I'm saying? Or a little heavier than that. But you could get down there to 154 very comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But again, Jerron Boosin is a glorified weight bully. You know what I'm saying? I think that he needs to challenge himself and really go up there. And if not, I would say fight the best in that division, but there is no best in that 147-pound division. If I'm being brutally honest, there is no best. There's no guy that's gonna be able to challenge him there. I don't care if he's making the weight comfortably and rehydrating to 3,000. Ain't nobody in that weight division gonna be able to touch this dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody at 147 that's gonna be able to touch him. You know, there's nobody there that's gonna be able to beat him. The only person, Virgil Ortiz is going up to 154 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. He's campaigning at 154 pounds already. I think that he's not looking back to 147 pounds. There's no names there. There's zero there. There's nothing there. There's literally nobody there. I looked at the list and I saw Mario Barrios number 3, and I said, "Yeah, this is a fucking wasted division. This division needs to be exiled from the from the sport of boxing. This weight division is ass. It's 100% completely trash. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, he said that he might be going up to 147 pounds. I think that shit would be detrimental, to be honest, for his career because there's nobody there, bruh. There's literally nobody there. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm Teofimo Lopez, I go to 147 pounds. I'm not taking on this big motherfucker coming down from 190 pounds, bruh, to fight this dude, bruh. Nobody walks around that heavy, bro, but this guy, he wants to fucking go down, fucking 40, 50 pounds, bro, just to fucking be a top dude in the division. That shit makes zero sense to me. They're all weight classes for a reason, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you don't look right in that division, bro. You find these dudes that are really not even they're not they small, bro. They small compared to you. You know what I'm saying? This shit is like taking candy from a baby, and that's exactly what Jerome Bruce Ennis is doing at a at 147 pounds. There's nobody that's gonna be able to fuck with him at 147. I'm sorry to say. 154, yeah, there's fighters that can give him some go. You know what I'm saying? Like Tim Tszyu, man. I mean, yeah, he might have lost to Sebastian Fundora, but Tim Tszyu is still a really good fighter. You got Sebastian, you got Jamel, you got Terence Crawford now. You know what I'm saying? So there are fighters that fans would want to match you up with that be like, yo, this could potentially be a very good fight. You know what I'm saying? This would be a good fight. Those would be good tests. You know what I mean? But at 147 pounds, bro, I don't want to see this guy fighting no Mario Barrios, dog. Sorry to tell you. I can't name another fighter at 147 pounds right now. You know, like all I can really think about is just Mario Barrios and how, like, no, hell nah. Look, if Mario Barrios number 3, he was fighting Cody Crawley, who was number 5, and he just fought David Avanesian, who's 8. Come on now, how weak is that division? It's very weak. It's very weak. It's a very weak division. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's stop glorifying these weight bullies inside of the sport of boxing and let's start calling them out, man. We out. Peace.